I felt inferior. And in the moment that I saw you, you look fantastic. I am so excited that you both are here. I'm such a fan of both of you. We've gotten to talk before.
Same, yeah.
You are new here. I have to ask though, everybody, we're such huge fans of Schitt's Creek. So where did Moira's voice come from? Like, how did you decide?
Actually, I think originally it was written sort of a little more smartass and kind of calling Eugene's character on getting us in the situation, giving him a hard time. And very funny, but I just thought I'd seen that done so well by other people that I was and so I wanted to be more feminine.
Well, it's been done by you in Beetlejuice, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
the mother was kind of a smartass.
Yeah, but when I argue, I feel like I get very harsh and stuff, and I just want to be feminine.
awesome.
But I know a woman who is so feminine. And I thought, what a great way to go. Just be soft and keep the mouth moving softly. Yeah, it just...
It's surreal. It's surreal.
So incredible. I've been very excited about this moment. Anyway, do you ever take inspiration from like real people that you know for characters?
You know, sometimes things are just sort of like obvious and make sense. And there was one time I was doing a movie and someone did something quite awful and their walk just made sense for this character that I played in The Help. And so...
oh my God, what a great film. Y'all have been in so many great films.
So it was a walk.
Yeah.
And it was, and everyone who knew this person knew that it was
Oh, I love the hidden joke as well. That's amazing.
Yes.
Well, speaking of walking, you got a lot of your like physical comedy from your dad, right?
I did, yeah.
It was some kind of walk, right?
Yeah, I did a walk in the end of Best in Show where I hurt my knee. And the day before, it was an improvised movie, but it was all in the script, everything, all the outline except dialogue. And the night before, Chris said, what are we going to do when, Chris Guest said, what are you going to do when we fall? And I said, there's this walk my dad would do. Could I try it? He said, let me see it. And he just said, oh, yes. Yes, my dad would walk ahead of us going into church or going into a mall or something. We'd all laugh. And every one of the 7 kids in our family does the walk, but I got to do it in a movie.
Yeah, you got to be the first. Yeah. That's a lot of siblings.
Yeah, six BR. Yeah.
That's where the humor comes in.
O'Hara.
You have to laugh.
You do. Yeah. My mom and dad laughed every day. It was so great and sexy.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Well, speaking of family, Bryce shared this old photo, so we're gonna put that. Look, okay. Yeah. Where are you there?
You know, I don't even really know necessarily.
But you're winking at us.
Am I? Oh no, you know what it is? I'm very sensitive to sun.
Me too.
Yes, so it's very likely that I just couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
But my family, we always go on road trips. That's always the thing that I would do, kind of like growing up, and it would always be these road trips. And no one enjoyed them except for my mother. And
forced family fun.
Yeah. And it was like the second the car door was shut, we knew that like there was no escaping for at least 6.5 hours. And so it was just like, did you bring the bananas with you? Like it was like very intense. But it was, like there were definitely a lot of great memories, and then there were a few weird ones. One time my parents were driving from LA to Yosemite, and they left my 11-year-old brother in a Krispy Kreme in Los Angeles. And it took them 4 hours to figure it out. And they arrived in Yosemite.
4 hours?
That's 4 hours, yeah.
What kind of therapy has this one been through?
I know. Well,
I feel really good as a mother now.
I know.
It's very Home Alone, actually. It's like,
totally Home Alone.
Leaving the kid.
That was reasonable. That was no. No, 4 hours.
4 hours.
And a Krispy Kreme. It's a nice place to hang.
But then it became
the worst places.
8 hours because my parents needed to drive back to get him, and my mom cried the entire time. And they show up, and this is a little stereotypical, so I apologize if I offend anyone. He was surrounded by cops, and they were all eating donuts together.
It's what it is.
It was fine.
I mean, we all eat donuts, not just cops. They're good.
Yes.
Yeah, especially when you get there and they're warm. I mean, I've heard. So their new movie is called Argylle. It's in theaters and IMAX nationwide starting tomorrow. So before we get to Argylle, because I don't even know how we're going to explain it without spoiling it, but before we get to that, I heard that there is a Beetlejuice 2, possibly.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Well, I heard you actually met your husband on the set of Beetlejuice.
I did. Yeah, he was a production designer. Designed all those wild sets.
Wow.
And they actually redid the whole house on the same hill in Vermont for the second.
For the second one?
For the second Beetlejuice. But he was talking to me every day. It was like high school. was just talking to me every day, like by our lockers. And then he never asked me out. And then he went on to prep the stuff in Vermont. And I'm grousing to Tim Burton about how the production designer never asked me out. And he said, let me see what I can do. And I got there, first day of shooting there, Bo's off to the side, Bo Welch is his name. He comes over, would you like to go to the art department's going to a swap meet. You want to come with us?
Wow.
It's like he'd been forced.
Really reeling you in, yeah.
I guess, but Tim was right.
Yeah.
He made it happen.
I love that. You got set up. This is actually, for some reason, tracks for me, but like as a gift, for a wedding gift, he gave you a tour of the Vatican?
Tim did, yeah. A private, no, private.
Okay, but I'm just like, that is the most random wedding gift I've ever heard
It's
of.
amazing.
How is it possible?
Somebody had given it to him. I don't know, it's a very inside kind of deal.
What was it like?
Okay, a priest took us around. He got yelled at one point. I wish I spoke Italian, but he was definitely getting yelled at by another priest because we were in the Pope's closet, like looking at garments and stuff. It was crazy. We were in the elevator that he takes down to St. Peter's Basilica to do Mass. We were in this lovely little, like a tiny museum where all the gifts to the Vatican from every country, from every country leader in the world, gifts that had been sent to the Vatican since the beginning of the Vatican. And this priest is letting us open cases and pretending to put a crown inside Bo's backpack, taking pictures. I wish I had those pictures with me. Just crazy.
You don't have these pictures?
Somewhere I do.
Oh
yeah,
man,
somewhere.
that's amazing.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful gift.
It's
Very
such
generous.
a random gift. I'm very memorable. I'll give him that.
That you were rummaging around the Pope's closet?
As one does.
That's like when you're
I
like
hate to say this out loud. Sorry,
going to like real estate or something, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go like walk to these open houses, and then you're just gonna peek around a little
I said,
bit.
no, yes.
I will take it. I will. Have you? What were your wedding gifts like? Any comparison there?
Well, I don't want to say I made a mistake. I don't regret it, but I was one of the first, or the first person of my group to kind of get married. My husband was 24, I was 25.
Yeah.
And at the time we were like, vegan raw foodists, and very much so you vote with your dollar and all that. And so it was a wedding of like, in lieu of gifts. Right? In lieu of gifts, might you donate to or consider something?
That's beautiful.
It was great, except for now, like I still don't have a proper set of dishes. Like we realized this, we were like, there are so many things that you just, as like a young person, you don't know to stock yourself with these things.
Yes.
And it's taken 20 years for us to learn how to feed each other, honestly.
Yes. I suffer from this too.
Yeah.
You get paid for jobs though. You could probably afford your dishware now.
Yeah,
so it's like,
You know what? That's actually, I'm no joke.
higher pay for women. That's what I'm saying.
No joke.
We need to afford dishes.
This last year, I finally, because after the pandemic and stuff, it was sort of like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And we finally went out and did the grown-up
fun.
thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm in my 40s now, so
I am too,
makes
but I'm
sense.
mixed matched. I've always been that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun. I have to. There's no segue here. This movie is so fun. There is so much action.
Yeah.
Argylle is incredible. You've never seen anything like it. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, how do you explain this movie without giving it away? What have you been doing on your promo tour?
It's really hard, and let me just say to everyone right now, we are intentionally withholding reveals because we want people to go on the ride. It is so fun.
Yeah.
The way we are permitted to talk about the movie is it's kind of, Matthew Vaughn makes these incredible like spectacle spy extravaganza
Oh my
films.
gosh.
Really
and also
fun.
like music videos.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
And so much of like when you think about like spy cinema, it's a fantasy. I play a spy novelist. She's created this franchise of books called Argylle. Henry Cavill is Argylle.
Yeah.
He's perfect. It makes sense. So my character is trying to finish her book. Catherine plays my mother.
Yes.
And so it's she's going. Her cat and her mom are her best friends, and she's on this.
Cat is so cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
He's so cute. And she's on her way to get some support and on a train and encounters a real spy.
And then everything goes awry.
Everything goes awry.
And then it keeps there's more and more twists. I
Yes.
loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it has a
Especially the
sense of
action
humor
scenes.
too. Sorry,
Oh.
it's like Matthew Vaughn's done so many great action movies, but this has even more humor and sort of making fun of itself. Somebody said it's turned action movies inside out.
Yeah.
I'd say right side up.
Yeah, it's
too.
poking
just
at it
really-
a bit. It's really great.
One of the reasons why I was so excited to work with Matthew was to learn how he shoots action.
Yeah.
Because what he does is so distinctive. And what I learned is that a huge part of his process is a partnership with someone named Brad Allen, who very tragically, he's one of the best action directors in the world, and he very tragically passed away 2 weeks before shooting. And he had designed all of the action sequences. He passed away at the age of 48.
Oh, wow.
And
so young.
Very young, and the film is dedicated to him. And so really, you know, this is an ode to him and his work and his team. Yeah. And these...
It's incredible.
They are the best performers,
I'm not going to run it, but the gun
Yeah.
scene, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, what?
Yeah. And they were so...
It's like a dance.
Yes,
Oh, it's
Sam Rockwell.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Inspired
Oh my
so
gosh,
much
he's so great.
of the dance,
Yeah.
you know. And so
Sam.
and so things kind of kept expanding and expanding. And I would say of all the things I did, the thing that was the hardest was definitely the dancing for me. For
Yeah.
sure.
Really?
For sure. Yes.
Oh my God.
It's something you take personally, I think, too. Dancing, isn't it? It's like, oh no, because I watch actors that way. I go, oh, that's how you dance, is it? You know?
That's how you
And some people try to look cool, and some people intentionally try to look funny. Like, you're not going to see how I really dance.
Yeah.
It's such a, it's vulnerable. It's so exposed.
Oh my God,
Such
it's freeing
exposure.
though.